Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one is entitled, How Old is the Universe? Now, according to the Big Bang model, the universe is 13.8 billion years old, but the Big Bang model has been falsified by many observations detailed by Holden Arp, which show that redshift is intrinsic and should not be associated with a galaxy's distance from Earth. According to Holden Arp, the younger the object, the higher its redshift. And when redshift is interpreted as recessional velocity, it leads to overestimation of distance. This means that most galaxies are not as far from Earth as is believed. However, the universe could be of infinite age if it is of limited extent. But if it is of infinite extent, it has to be of finite age. This is because if the universe was both of infinite extent and infinite age, the whole night sky would be filled with light, and everywhere we looked would end at a star or galaxy emitting light. But as we can see from this image here, it's a Hubble Space Telescope image, the night sky is mainly black, even though there are so many points of light, so many galaxies. But there is still a lot of black between the points of light. So this means that as far as we look, either the universe is of limited extent, which means that if we look far into the distance, eventually we reach the edge of the universe without our line of sight crossing a light-emitting object, a star or a galaxy. But if it is of infinite extent, then this would mean that it cannot be of infinite age, because then what would happen is there would always be a star, no matter what direction we looked, that its light would have reached us by now, because this light had an infinite amount of time to reach Earth. So now the night sky, as we know, is mainly black, and if we knew how far the furthest points of light were from us, we could divide that distance by the speed of light and determine how long ago that light left the star or galaxy, and we then have an idea of how old the universe is. So distances in the universe are usually measured in light years. A light year is the distance that light travels in 1 year. So if we know that a galaxy is 100 million light years away, its light would take 100 million years to get to us, and therefore that galaxy was in existence 100 million years ago, and therefore the universe is at least 100 million years old. And it's also at least 100 million light years in extent. Since we cannot use redshift to estimate distance, we cannot know how far the furthest objects are. However, we can assume that most galaxies with the same redshift are of about the same age and should therefore have approximately the same brightness. So if we could correctly estimate the distance of one of these galaxies to Earth, we could then use the apparent luminosity to estimate the distance from other galaxies with the same redshift. But in the absence of this, we can, however, say that since distance is usually overestimated, that the furthest objects in the universe are most likely a lot closer than is believed, and for the universe, if it is of infinite extent, is most likely younger than 13.8 billion years. Now, the reason why we'd not expect the whole night sky to be filled with light if the universe is of finite age but infinite extent is that not all the light from all the galaxies would have reached Earth. This would mean that some stars and galaxies would be further away than the time it would take for their light to have arrived at Earth. So what we see here is two galaxies, and G1 and G2, and these galaxies were formed at the beginning of the universe. So their light, the initial light, left the galaxy at the time that the universe was created. But this galaxy G1 is just far enough from Earth so that its light has just gotten to Earth. So in other words, it's at the edge where light reaches the Earth, whilst G2 is further than that. So its light, even though it left at the same time when the universe was initially created, has not yet reached Earth. So that means that the universe can be a lot larger than we think. It could even be of infinite extent. Just that some of the galaxies cannot be seen because the universe is of finite age and their light has not had enough time to reach Earth yet. So in conclusion, the universe cannot be both of infinite extent and infinite age. If the universe is of infinite extent, and since the interpretation of redshifter's recession of velocity leads to overestimation of distance, the universe's age would be likely to be less than the age estimated by the Big Bang model. In other words, younger than 13.8 billion years. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.